quick tutorial on how to outline and do effects to text. That way you can make your thumbnail really pop. I'll just do a blank one. Let's do black. We'll do YouTube. If I were to select and make a border, it would actually get chopped off. So what I tend to do with anything small or pretty much anything that's outside the boundary, sometimes I just layer image size. That way you're not getting cut off. Now for outlining, it's fairly easy. You just want to hit, and it also depends on which system you're using. I use GIMP. It's free, it's easy to use, it's relatively just like Photoshop. Out to selection, and then over here it depends on what you want to do, what look you're going for. There's grow, which as you can see it'll grow by a couple, but when you go to fill it in, it does that. What I like to do instead of grow, I like to do border. I do 2 and smooth. That way it gives you a little extra space on the outside and it cuts off the inside, making it clean. Fill, select none, boom. Now you got your outline. You can fix it however you want. Border 1, fill it again. You'll see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty clean. It's popping there. We'll leave it. Now one that is really used is the drop shadow. Okay, so boom, we can't see it, right? And you start to blur it a little bit. You have to mix and match. You have to find the right balance. Something that doesn't really do this. I hate when drop shadows do that, but some of you might like the look. So for layer mask, you're gonna need a gradient. So find whatever is appealing to you in that sense. All right. So you got your gradients. You know, it's bright orange here and a little bit red orange down at the bottom. So what I like to do is I like to drag it so that you get a full effect of it all. Make it a little bit smaller, a little bit, raise it up just a bit. All right, so clearly it's underneath, right? At this point, you want to hit alpha selection and boom. Now you can see your text. I like to move it a bit over just to make it centered. So what you want to do is you want to add the layer mask to the gradient, not the text. Selection, yeah, and boom. You always want to, well, what I do is I always merge it down as soon as I figure out what I like. Merge it down. Another effect is the Zack effect. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I'm gonna call it the Zack effect. I usually just leave this normal. I usually don't use this too much unless I'm using multiple gradients. It's just it just makes the text look 3D, but you want to drag the stuff below. The shadow you want to drag below the original text. The highlight you want to drag below the original text. Like I said, merge it down, merge it down. And what I like to do sometimes, when I use this effect, if it's not proper drop shadow, just add a little bit more. You can always bring up the saturation to make it pop a bit more. Don't go lower, it's gonna look like, kind of weird. I usually just go like a little bit ahead. Boom. And there you go. There's your 3D text.